Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage, and today I'm going to be giving you a look at a brand new roguelike game called Hero Generations by Heartshape Games, and this is currently trying to get funded via a Kickstarter campaign. As usual, I will put a link to the Kickstarter in the description below and in the annotations on the screen. Now, I can't stress enough that what you are going to see here is a prototype preview build. As it says here, it is a preview. The game isn't finished yet. This is a technical demo, if you like. It's a proof of concept to demonstrate that the mechanics of the game work. So, yes, it is low resolution, and yes, the graphics aren't particularly high fidelity at the moment. When it's all eventually finished, this is what it's going to look like. Obviously, again, there is still subject to change, but the art style is looking very, very promising. I mean, that art style right there alone makes it a very pretty game. I actually think that it's not all that bad, even in its current form. I've actually played completely fully released and finished games that don't look as good as this preview build does, but let's go in and basically show you what you have. So hopefully I'll be able to explain adequately how this game works and what is going on. You can see the first thing that's popped up here is it tells me that we have a quest to kill a boss, and we get a reward for that. And we also have another quest to build a monument, and we get a reward for that. And there are going to be other quests as we go around and explore. So we've skipped the tutorial. I thought I'd just go straight into the game and show you what we've got. So here we go. This is me, this little guy just here. I am my first generation of my hero. Here you can see that I have 70 years left to live. Must be nice knowing when you're going to die, or maybe it isn't, I don't know. But that's how long we've got to live. We have a strength of 1. We have 1,000 gold in our pocket, which we're doing really well to carry as we only have 1 strength. We don't have any fame at the moment, and we have no items or no traits. You can see we've got 9 squares revealed, including the square which we are on, which is our hometown. And the rest of the map is covered in this, in these clouds, this sort of fog of war, which we need to uncover to explore. We can have a look at our quests down here at the bottom. We can review the quests at any time. We can also see there's another quest which is down in the area of the map that we haven't revealed yet, to find an ancient treasure and return it to town, and we'll get 500 fame for doing that. So, first of all, this is a roguelike. Well, what is a roguelike? What does it consist of? Several things that make up a roguelike. First of all, permadeath. If you die, it's game over and you start again from the beginning, so you do have to be careful. Secondly, there is an element of procedural generation. The maps themselves are procedurally generated, as are many of the quests, the enemies, the locations of various things around the map. Every time you play, it is going to be different. And thirdly, one of the most important things of a roguelike is the way it works. It's a turn-based game, and every time you move or make an action, the game progresses 1 turn. And all of the bad guys move at the same time you do. So, let's start by pressing left. Now, that's 1 turn. Now, you didn't see anything else happen on the map because obviously a lot of things are still covered up. So, you didn't see much in the way of progress there. We've uncovered some more spaces. These 2 are water tiles, which I can't currently move on. We've got a shop here, which we could go into and buy some items, which we'll probably do, or at least have a look at. Now, around the hometown, we've got these 3... little spaces here which we can actually build on, and there is a tech tree. You will get more buildings later on, but at the moment we've got a choice of a farm that gives us 500 gold every 10 years, and nearby townmates add an additional 100 gold. There's a barracks that will give us an extra 5 strength every 10 years, and we can also put down an observatory which would reveal 4 random spaces when we go to it. There's also the monument, which we can't afford. So I think what we're going to do for the time being is find a way to get some additional gold, and we'll pop a farm down there. Now, as you can see, there's a potential of a new mate here now in the hometown. And you'll also see that our hero now only has 69 years left to live. And that's because every time I make a move, 1 year passes, I get a year older, and I get a year less to live. So let's continue to move down. and I've very unfortunately ran into an enemy here. Now, as you can see, I have a strength of 1 and he has a strength of 2, which means I've got the little danger warning. He's probably going to win this fight, so I'm going to run. Now, normally running will cost you a little bit of fame, but I don't have any anyway, so at the moment it's not too much of a problem. So, now that you can see there are some bad guys on the board, you'll actually see how the roguelike turn-based system works. So I'm going to take another turn by moving down to the square below, and as I move, so do the bad guys. So that's not another year off. I've got another new quest here, which is to clear all the forests. Now, it's always worth going into forests, as I'm about to here, because you find these little treasure chests. And this one has given me a shield, which is quite nice. Now, there are caves that spawn monsters. These are really too difficult for me to deal with right now, so there's no point in me going in there. And we don't really want to get into any fights with anybody at the moment, so I'm going to sort of head back up across the map. Now, a town offers me tribute. Return there to claim it, and tributes are offered every 10 years. So if I go back to this town now, I will actually get some money. So I'm going to move up, and everybody else has a move around. I'm going to move right, keeping my eye on this guy, because I don't want to end up running into him. He can't get to this square on the next turn, so I'm going to go north. I get the 300 gold. And there is a potential mate here. Now, this person will only mate with a hero who has at least 1500 gold, and I'm a little bit short at the moment. But she's apparently quite a nice catch, so she'd actually be quite a desirable person to mate with. And this is basically what you're trying to achieve within this game. Because you've only got a limited number of years to live, you need to find a mate and have a child before you die off and your lineage actually runs out. But potential mates don't want to sort of marry and have a child with just anybody. They want someone who's strong or rich or famous. So you have to be able to get these statistics up before someone will mate with you. And this is why you have to go around the map and do things. Now, I'm a little bit weak at the moment. I really don't want to get involved in any fights because I'm probably not going to win them. So I'm going to keep moving around the map, and hopefully I'm going to be able to find something that will make me stronger. So I'm going to head left again. Now, we found an item shop here, and this allows us to buy things like shields and hammers, which will give us more defense or allow us to do more damage. Don't really have any money that I want to spend on those or could afford to at the moment, so we're going to skip that. And again, the position of these shops are randomly generated. Let's keep moving over to the left. Now, what we can see here is one of the ancient ruins. I'm going to go onto that now, and I have actually picked up the treasure from the ancient ruins. I also have my shield, so I've got both of my item slots taken up. I can move on to this gravestone here, and that will instantly give me some more gold. Now, there is a town up here. There's also a bad guy who I've got to be careful because I don't really want to run into him. We've still got 56 years left to live, so let's go over here to the left. We can go down and get the gold from this mine. And we are going to go up. Now, what's happened now, we've actually hit our first milestone and we have become an adult. Now, that's given us plus 10 strength. So we're a bit older, we're a bit bigger, we are a bit stronger. And there we go, we've aged. We get a choice of 5 trait cards. We get to pick something from one of these. We don't know what they're going to be, they're random. So I'll just pick one at random, and there we go. We get an extra strength. So I now have a strength of 12. So I'm going to go north and go into this forest. There is another 50 fame, or our first 50 fame. Really need to watch out for this dragon here. So let's go right. Ah, the dragon's gone into the village, which isn't great. So let's go north into the mine and get the money. Really don't want to run into the dragon if I can help it. So let's try going right again. Okay, the dragon's gone up. So we're still safe at the moment. So let us go down onto the village. And the quest is complete because we've now handed in the ancient treasure. That's now brilliant because we have 550 fame. And here we've got a choice of 2 different mates. Now they're both commoners and they only require 300 fame, which we could easily do. But we don't want to take just anybody, so let's carry on moving away from the dragon. I could build here, but I'm not going to do that right yet. We're going to pick up another ancient ruin. Going to get some more gold. Now, we're going to go down into this forest. We're going to have some combat. So we have a combat item. And in this case, it is our shield, which gives us a little bit of extra defense. Now, what happens when you win a fight is if you win a fight, you take 5 years off your opponent's life. If you lose a fight, you lose 5 years off your life. But if you have a defensive item like a shield, that shield can prevent, in the case of this one with a little number 5 next to it, prevents 0 to 5 damage after a loss in combat. So even if I lose a fight, there is a chance that this will absorb all 5 years worth of damage. This guy only has 4 years left to live, so if I win the fight, he is going to die. I have a strength of 12, he has a strength of 5, which means I am more than likely to win this fight, but it's not guaranteed because it is a bit of a random roll. So let's attack him anyway. I do win the roll, but only just. Victory for me. He loses 5 years off his life, so he is basically now dead. There we go. And that will give us a little bit more fame. We're also in a forest, so we get to open the chest, and we get some more fame from that as well. Now, I can't pick up another one of these ancient ruins because I already have both of my inventory slots full. So let's see if we can head back over and get to our hometown if we can. Being very careful of the dragon here, I'm going to move right again. The dragon's gone down, which is not good. There is a town down here, of course, we could visit, so let's go south again. 2 forests. Very tempting to go into one of these. Let's do that, actually. So we'll go into this forest. Still got 38 years left to live, so I'm doing well. And getting a fair bit of gold. Let's go to this forest. What do we get in the chest? Another 50 fame. Sometimes you get items as well, which unfortunately will end up getting dropped on the ground because our inventory is full. But I'm currently running away from the dragon and trying to beat people. Now again, this guy's only got 4 years left to live. We do have a little bit more strength than he does, so we do have a good chance of winning. And there we go, we got quite a good roll that time. We have a victory, he is dead. So that will be a bit more fame. That will be another forest cleared. So very simple mechanics, but it's actually a very addictive game. But I do want to show you one of the next parts of it, so let's keep moving. So we've now entered our midlife. And we become even stronger. We get another 10 strength. We get another card to flip. And in this case, we get another strength again. Still not worth going for the dragon. He has a strength of 70. And he's going to beat me up if I get too close to him. So we do need to be careful there. I'm still trying to avoid this dragon, very much so. And get to this mine. And I don't want to be attacked by anybody, so I do have to try and get over here within 32 years. So let's keep heading over here. I am being chased by this thing a little bit, and I don't like it. We are not going to build anything yet. We're going to head across. We're going to pick up that fame there. So we have the choice of a commoner or a nice catch. Now, this nice catch only wants someone who has 1200 fame, which we have. And they actually have a rich gene. So let's go for this person here and see what happens. We've only got 28 years left to live. And if we hit our next milestone and become an elder, we'll actually lose 10 strength as well. Because obviously once you're older, you can't fight as well. So let's pick the best mate that we can get, which is this one here. Now this is my legacy. This represents the amount of fame that I ended with, which is more of a score. And when the game is actually finished, there will be online leaderboards. So you want to try and get as much fame as possible within a generation, within a lifespan. And that will bump you up on the leaderboards. Now, also, when the game is finished, there will be a few extra things associated with fame. So the different AI towns will also have AI heroes. And what you ideally want to have is more fame than any of the other heroes, because that will allow you to upgrade your town. It'll also mean that you're more of a threat to the other heroes, and they'll be more likely to come after you and attack you. So you want to get your fame as high as possible, but with it comes a lot of risk. So now I have mated, I have a child, and I get to choose the name, but we'll just go with the default one because they do have lots of procedurally generated names, so we'll just go for that. And when you have a new offspring, you have basically 16 cards and you can choose 8. So again, we don't know what they are. We get +1 strength there. It's 200 starting gold, 1200 starting gold. That's quite nice. We've got one of the rare cards. Another 1200, so 2 rares, very good. An extra year to our life expectancy, an extra 3 strength. We've got the rich gene, which gives us additional money gain when we loot chests and fight monsters. And that takes up one of our traits here. And we've got 1 flip left. Let's go for this one. And we get another year to our life expectancy. And all of those things go into our new offspring. So what will happen now is we will have our 2nd generation hero. Has 72 years left to live. Starts with 5 strength. Gets his or her father's shield. Starts with 2600 gold because of the tile that the cards that we flipped. And we've got our traits. So apparently there's a caravan around. A caravan is basically like a sort of roaming shop, if you like. It moves around the map. It's actually right there. It's quite close to us. And it's going to be around for 115 years. So let's continue to move around the map. Obviously we can move into this village. Now I didn't see that guy standing on there, which is a little bit of my own fault. I could lose this battle. Now I could run away. I probably should, because at the moment it's 0 cost. And what I'm going to do is I move off that tile now. So I'm actually quite wimpy at the moment. I'm going to move down to this shop. Don't want to buy anything. And I've actually been blocked by this guy. We have the same strength. It is possible to win, but I do need to be careful. So what I'm going to do is I've got some money. I'm going to build a barracks here, and that will give me an extra 5 strength every 10 years. I'm going to move into the village, and that will allow me to pick up the gold. There's a commoner here who will marry anyone who has 300 fame. So let's get out of there. And we have an observatory here. If we stand on that, it'll reveal 4 random tiles. We're going to move across over to the left. And as we can see, we can pick up the ancient ruins. We can also go into the mine. Let's keep away from the big nasty thing. And we are going to definitely keep away from you. Now, building has been destroyed. Some of the buildings actually decay over time. But you do eventually get a trait, a builder trait, that allows you to repair things. So that's something that we could do later on. Let's build another farm for additional money. And we're going to go down into the forest here. We found 50 fame. We are going to head to the right. And we are going to go up into the village. Now, this guy has moved in. I didn't really want that to happen. Because if he beats me, he'll steal 25% of my money. And he's got a lot more strength than I do. It's going to cost me 5 of my 50 fame to run away. So let's do it. In a bit of a position now. I need to be really careful. So let's go north. Reached a milestone. Now this is good because I instantly get +10 strength and a chance to flip a card. And what do we get? We get Defender. The Defender trait. I haven't had that one before. Reduces the life lost in combat by 2. That is actually really good. Picking up some more gold. We could potentially win this fight over here. We do have more strength. Let's give that a go. Oh, and I lost. So now, my shield actually absorbs 2. Plus I get an absorption of 2 by Defender. So I only lost 1 year of my life instead of losing using all 5, which was good. I'm going to go for him again, actually. I should have had a chance to win that fight. Now, what happens in the case of a draw? Absolutely nothing. But that does mean I can go back into the forest. No, he's come back again. 3rd time's the charm. There we go. We have a win that time. So he's now dead. So what you're essentially... Oh yeah, we're clearing the forest. Of course, we get 300 gold. So what you're essentially trying to do is explore as much of the map as you can within the lifetime of your hero. You are trying to gain strength and money so that you can build up your villages and also so that you can defeat some of the bad guys on the map. But you're also trying to increase your fame because that will actually give you a higher score and allow you to upgrade your villages later on. Lots of quests available for us now, but we're not in a great position to take them all on. We're still quite weak. Now, we should be able to beat this guy. But didn't work too well for us last time. It's another draw. And of course that means we both get pushed out of the square. So I'm going to go back into the forest. He's moved in as well. Come on, fingers crossed we get it this time. There we go. So we don't have a lot of strength, but it does help us a little. So that's him beat. And then that's another forest cleared as well. Now you do get a lot of random events generated on these maps. You also get volcanoes is one of the ones that I've seen. And you're not just limited to this one sort of square as well. You can actually go off through these paths into other part of the maps. Going to move into this forest and pick this up. So get an extra 3 years added to our life, which is brilliant. If we move up into this hex, not a hex, it's a square, we can get some gold. And we can move across into this town. We've handed in the ancient treasure, which gives us a lot of fame. Now, we have someone here who we could mate with because they want 300 fame, which we've got. But there's a nice catch here for 1200, so maybe we should raise our standards a little. Let's go and pick up this gold here. Now, we have someone to fight. This is a farmer. Now, he has 29 years left to live, so even if we win this fight, we're not going to kill him, but we'll certainly move him out of the square if we hit him. Not to mention we'll get some fame for it as well. So let's give him a nice big whack across the head. There we go. So 90 fame for doing that. That's not too bad at all. Not too bothered about buying anything from the shop at the moment. Now, this person will actually marry someone who has 15 strength, which we do. And will also give us the life gene. So I think we'll go for that one in this instance and see what we get. Let's choose the default name again and flip some cards. So 600 starting gold, 1200 starting gold, the life gene, which gives us better life expectancy, an extra plus 10 life expectancy anyway. One strength. How many have we got left? 2 flips, another 200 gold, and another 1 life expectancy. So we didn't start very well on the strength gain there, but we've got a good amount of gold, and we've got 81 years left to live. Another randomly generated hero. We get our father's wooden shield, and we get dad's advice. No new gossip, so we don't really know what's going on around town. So we are going to go over to the barracks, and that will instantly give us plus 5 strength, which we are going to need. And let's head across through the village. See, we have a mate here who wants someone with 15 strength. And we are going to go over to the left. Again, a couple of mates to choose from that want 300 fame, so we can't do anything with those at the moment, so let's exit back to the world. What I'd like to do is move over here and show you guys the rest of the world. So let's go through here. So we found a path that leads to another world, and we can go through. So if you leave this world, it will not be the same when you return. Obviously, this is because everything is procedurally generated. Now, of course, the way that the final game is going to work is there actually intend to be different zones, particularly if they reach their stretch goals. So you're going to have like sort of jungle dome zones and a desert zone. So there's going to be lots of nice and interesting things to have a look at. So, of course, there's a big nasty on the map. There nearly always is. We've already managed to get ourselves one of these artifacts from ancient ruins. So let's try and get away from the big nasty if we can. Now, eventually you can get a trait that allows you to swim across water tiles, which is really nice. We are going to move into this village. 500 fame straight the way. And instantly we have a mate choice, but I don't think we're going to go for that. We are going to move on. So we can move into this forest. Oh wow, it's a 9. I thought it was less than that. Let's give it a gamble. Let's have a roll and see what happens. And we do actually win. That is really good. Obviously, we're not going to kill them because they're going to have more than 5 years left to live. But we took a good chunk of their life away and got some fame for doing that as well. So that is really good. And of course, we've cleared a forest to get another 50 fame out of the chest. We're not going to move north because it's possible that that big nasty could move east and really get us. We've hit our milestone, so we're now an adult, plus 10 strength. Choose a card. Oh, we get the warrior trait. 25% strength bonus in combat, so that's very useful. Let's go and clear that forest. See what we get from that. Heavy shield acquired. Now we actually have 2 shields, so I don't actually think we need the light one, so we're just going to drop that on the ground. Going to move over here. This guy only has 4 strength. We have 23. Obviously, it's 18, but we get plus 5, well, plus 25% from the warrior trait. So this should certainly be a win in our favour. And there we go. You are done for. And 40 more fame. So as you can see, it's a very simplistic idea, but it's got quite a lot of nice elements. It is a roguelike in the true sense of the word. It is very, very addictive, because even though I intended that this video was only going to be a couple of minutes long, I've already been playing it now for far longer than I intended to. And even in its current prototype state, it is still a lot of fun. And I personally really hope that this game gets all of the funding that it's asking for and deserves through Kickstarter, because I think that this game is going to be absolutely brilliant when it's had its improved graphic style added, when it's had the remaining elements for the AI, for the extra zones, for the extra equipment. It's going to be a really, really fun game. I mean, what can I say? It already is a really fun game. And I just can't wait for the finished thing. I've been playing this little demo of it for quite a while now. As you can see, you can actually make turns quite fast, because all you have to do to make a turn is literally just move with the cursor keys. So if I leave from here, I can just go left, up, up, right. As you can see, every time I move, it uses a turn. Obviously, you want to be careful. You don't want to waste turns by running around in circles. You do need to make a bit of a deliberate plan for what you're going to head towards and what you're going to do. But the point is, you can actually play this game very, very quickly. It's really easy to pick up. It's really easy to learn. Like I said, it's a lot of fun to play. Can't believe I've already got a strength of 37 now. Never actually got myself big enough to try and take on the big nasty that roams around the map. Actually managed to kill that guy, which I wasn't expecting, so that's quite good. And let's move into here. We get some gold, and we can get ourselves a nice catch for 1200 fame, or we can get ourselves a commoner for 300. Let's go for the commoner on this one. Not the best score I've had. Choose 8 cards, some starting gold, an extra 10 years, oh, extra 20 years life expectancy. 21, 22, look at that, plus 1 strength, another 200 gold, another 2 strength. So we're actually going to have a 92-year life expectancy on Wastar, our 3rd generation hero. And we get the gossip. And then there we go, we are back into the world with our 4th generation hero with 92 years left to live. Strength of 3, so I can't really attack anybody. But you can see from this, even though the graphics are still very simple, it works really well. It's very fun to play, and the mechanics are absolutely sound. So follow the link in the description for this video. Follow the link on the annotations on the screen. Go and check out the Kickstarter. There are some very, very generous reward tiers. The starting tier at the moment is $10, so if you make a pledge of $10, you are going to get yourself a copy of the game when it is released. You also get your name in the credits of the game for those $10 as well. A lot of Kickstarters, you have to pledge a little bit higher up the tree before you start seeing things like your name in the credits. So for $10, even this prototype in its current state is worth $10. The finished game is going to be worth far more than that. So check out the Kickstarter. I will be doing a few extra videos on this game as time goes on. Hopefully once it gets funded and the new graphic style has been added, I'll be able to show you what the game is going to look like in all of its glory. But until then, I've been Unstable Voltage. Thanks a lot for watching, and go over to Heart Shape Games and go and show your support for Hero Generations. Goodbye for now.